Welcome to Topic 1, Solving Linear Equations. In this lesson, we will look at how to solve for a value of x, or any particular variable. One thing that you must keep in mind is that we will be undoing operations. Let's take a look at the first example. 9x minus 13 equals 5x plus 57. The first step in trying to solve for x here is that we want to get all of the x's on the same side. So the 9x we see here and the 5x over here on the right, those must be on the same side of the equation. So we're going to move the 5x. It doesn't matter if you want to move the 9x or the 5x, but you need to move one of them. So since 5x is being added on the right here, we're going to undo that by subtracting 5x. We're doing the opposite of what is already there. Now let's see what we have. 9x minus 5x is 4x. Did you notice that I lined the 5x underneath the 9x instead of underneath the 13? That's because 9x and 5x are called like terms, meaning they have the same variable and the same exponent. So we can go ahead and subtract the numbers in front. The minus 13 will stay because we didn't add or subtract anything to it. Now look what we have on the right. 5x minus 5x. Those are going to cancel out. So we're just going to put an x over them here. And then we have 57 because, again, we didn't add or subtract anything to the 57. Look at the equation we have now. 4x minus 13 equals 57. Now we're going to undo the things around the x. So we'll begin with the minus 13. To undo subtracting 13, we're going to add 13. Notice that I wrote the plus 13 underneath the minus 13 because, again, those are like terms. Same variable, same exponent. Well, that will leave the 4x by itself. And this time, minus 13 plus 13, those cancel out. So it equals 57 plus 13. 7 plus 3 is 10. And 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Now look at the equation. We have 4x equals 70. So we're going to undo this multiplying of 4. And the way we do that is to divide by 4. 4 divided by 4, those cancel out, so we're left with just x equals, and 70 divided by 4. That would be, come over here to the side. So 4 will go into 7 one time. 1 times 4 is 4. Bring down our 0, and that would be 7. And 4 times 7 is 28, so we're left with 2. So it looks like we're going to need a decimal here. And 4 will go into 25 times, so 17.5. The next example here is a little bit more complicated. But remember, we want to keep the same idea. Before we can try to get all of the x's on one side of the equation, we first must expand each side. So notice that the 5 here is being multiplied times the parentheses. We're going to use the distributive property to multiply 5 times the 3x and 5 times 18. So 5 times 3x gives me 15x minus 5 times 18 would give me 90 equals 30. And then notice here that we're going to distribute a 4, but it's not just a 4. We're going to distribute a minus 4, a negative 4. Let me show you how I know that. This subtraction sign right here, I'm going to change it to an addition sign. And I can only do that if I change the sign of the next number. I like to remember that as add a line and change a sign. So we add a line to the subtraction, making it addition, and change the sign of the next number. Now you can easily see that we're going to be distributing a negative 4 to both of the terms here inside of the parentheses. So now we have negative 4 times 6x, that's negative 24x. And negative 4 times 9 will give me negative 36. Now notice I have minus negative 36. So again, let's use that. Add a line, change a sign of the next number. So now we're really looking at plus positive 36. Now we can go ahead and try to get all of the x's on one side. So I'm going to move this negative 24x to the left. Since we were adding negative 24, I'm going to add positive 24 to undo that. Remember, we did the opposite in the last example. We're going to do the same thing here. So 15x plus 24x would be 39x. Notice that the negative 24 and the positive 24 are canceling each other out, and so we're left with the 30 plus 36. Now 30 plus 36, we can go ahead and calculate that. That's going to give us 66. And now we can undo the subtracting of 90. So we're going to add 90 to both sides, leaving me with 39x. The minus 90 plus 90 cancel out. 66 plus 90 gives me 156. And now we're ready to undo the multiplying of 39 by dividing by 39 on both sides. Notice the 39 multiplying by 39, dividing by 39, those cancel out, giving me just an x equals, and then we need 156 times 39. So we're thinking, how many times will 39 go into 156? And that is 4. So my answer is that x equals 4.